Hi, you all. Welcome
Hi,
back to another episode of Bridge in the Gap. I am Jasmine.
I am Bridget. And I'm Jaleesa.
Today, we will be discussing the most exciting things that we have done. And before we jump into our topic, we do want to say thank you so very much to all of our subscribers and our supporters. We thank you so very much for tuning in to our episodes and leaving comments and any feedback. And if you have not yet subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 50 subscribers. And once we hit the 50th subscriber, we will do the first of many giveaways. So you don't want to miss it. In addition to that, we will start going live on Thursdays for our fun episodes. So please, please, please hit the subscribe button and share with your friends and your family so we can hit our 50th subscriber. So you are, let's see. Let's start off with Mama. What's something very exciting that you have done?
Okay, so the most exciting thing that I have done to date is actually I went on a cruise, a 7-day cruise with my mother, who has since passed on, and my sister and a good family friend. And it was such a beautiful time. We went to 3 different countries. We had a chance to just lay around. Some days on the cruise, we just laid around. Some days when we got to the different excursions, we would get off and just go around the area and see the scenery. And I want to say the most beautiful place I have ever seen is Cozumel, Mexico, on that right there on that Gulf. So that is one of the most exciting things I have ever done. And I am looking to take more cruises in the future.
Now, was that the first cruise you had ever been on?
Actually, it is the first cruise that I had ever been on. And like I said, it was 7 days, which typically when people go on cruises, they go for the shorter cruises first just to get a feel of it. But I absolutely loved it. We had a great time.
How was the food?
The food was absolutely delicious. We actually, this is funny. We went on Carnival Cruise, and Carnival Cruise is known as the fun ship.
Mm-hmm.
And when we went, it had to been about, maybe this is about 14 years ago, maybe. And back then, Carnival was, it was a fun ship, but it was not ghetto, for lack of a better term, as it is today. So from what I hear, but not trying to get sued, but it was actually, it was very nice. It was nice. It was clean. The food was delicious. We met, a ton of different people. So it was just, like I said, it was one of the most exciting times I've ever had.
Now, I've read somewhere in the past that sometimes on cruise ships, on the doors, you will find an upside down pineapple, and that signals that that person is down to party. Now, did you recall seeing any upside down pineapple?
You know what? Now that I think about it, actually, no, I didn't. If I did, it didn't register what it was because I was with my family, and so I don't remember seeing anything like that. Another aspect of the cruise, which I really thought was nice, is that a lot of, I don't know, people may or may not know, but they have like Broadway shows, sort of, kind of, on there, which is really nice. So it's a ton of things to do on the cruises. I would recommend anybody and everybody go on a cruise at least once in life. If you don't like it, fine, but at least I would say go on a cruise. But so that was one of the most exciting. And what made it so special is because that probably was the final year of my mother's life, maybe 6 months, because it was actually her idea for us to go. And it was her gift to us because she paid for everything. She was like, I don't want you to pay for anything. I just want us to go and have a good time. And we did. She was adamant. She was adamant about it. And we did. We went and we had a beautiful time. And like I said, we spent 7 days out. We went to Cozumel, Mexico. We went to I can't think of the other place. Somewhere in the Caribbean. Oh, we went to Jamaica. And I cannot think of the other place we went. But yeah, we had 3 different stops, but it was nice. So that was, like I said, one of the most exciting times of my life, and it was because I was with the people that I love the most. So
it kind of sounded like she kind of had a sense that time was
I feel like she did.
Yeah.
What about you, young lady?
We're gonna go to me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since you touched on Jamaica, Jamaica is one that was on my list. When I was 22, I went to Jamaica by myself, and it was the very first international trip that I took. Absolutely loved it. And what made it so much fun was, one, I was by myself, but also like you're not supposed, I was on a resort, an all-inclusive resort. And so with the employees, they're not really supposed to talk to you in a manner of like not work related. However, all of them like started to figure out, oh, she's here by herself. So they were like trying to help me find things to do. And so I actually ended up meeting a girl there. We were about the same age. She was there with her parents, and she was from California. So her and I were like, oh, okay, like we're the same age. Because for the most part, everybody else on the resort were kind of up there and like maybe a couple, and not really young people. So her and I hit it off really good. And so then one of the employees there invited us out. So we went to a Jamaican strip club, which was really, really wild. It was really wild, but it was really, really fun. Like, it wasn't like their strip club, because I've been to a lot of strip clubs.
Do tell.
Oh, wow. This is news to me.
Their strip clubs are not like American strip clubs. Like American strip clubs is more so like the focus is on who's on stage and like throwing money and like that. But in a Jamaican, well, at least the Jamaican strip club I was at, it was more like a big party. So it's like everybody was like, yeah, it was fun. And then we also went to a luminous lagoon.
Okay.
Is that with the glowing?
Yes. Yes, the little plankton that glows in the dark. And so the lagoon is only like 5 feet deep, because like that was my fear, because we also went at night. Is I don't know how to swim, or at the same time I didn't know how to swim. I was really, really nervous, and they were like, no, get in. Like, well, I'll hold your hand and everything. Like, you're fine. You can touch the bottom with your foot. And so when I did, like, to this day, it was the weirdest sensation I've ever felt. The bottom of it was really soft and silky, but it wasn't like your foot sunk into it. Like, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it really, but it was a really unique feeling on your foot. But like as soon as you got in, you moved your hands around and everything, and it's like a type of plankton that glows. So that's what it was. But yeah, no, absolutely love Jamaica.
Oh wow. Okay, good. That gives me something to look forward to, because I do want to go back.
Right.
Please.
Well, look, piggybacking off of the strip club experience, I actually did the strip club with some of our friends for another friend's birthday.
and it was the first time I had ever been to a strip club. But when I tell you, it was one of the most exciting and fun nights of my life. When I say, I think I smiled from the moment we walked in and to the moment we left. Of course, they didn't really show anything from the front. But it was wild. It was so much fun seeing women act how men act. You know, like you could tell it was obviously women there for like bachelorette parties and stuff like that. And it was fun. And the drinks were flowing, cash was flowing. I actually got treated to a t-shirt, and it was one adult dancer in particular, and he was so nice looking. And so one of our friends was like, you know what, Jaleesa, because it was one part you could pay $20 to take the t-shirts off of them. And so she was like, I'm gonna go ahead and pay for you to get that t-shirt off of them. I tell you, not only that t-shirt smelled amazing. That was one of the most.
Do you still have the t-shirt?
Yes, I actually planned on sleeping in it the other night. So yeah, definitely by far one of the most exciting things I've ever done, and I definitely would like to do it again. I just got to get the nerve and the gumption in to go. But that is something too that I want to do in a group setting. I feel like that's something that's fun.
You must go in a group
setting.
That's the only thing that makes it fun in a group setting.
Yeah.
My question is, because I've never been to a male strip club before. So like, do they do pole tricks or like?
They do like calisthenics. They pick women up. They like kind of like flip them and toss them.
From
like,
what I see, it's like they try to pick up the biggest woman in the crowd.
Yes, and then they do things like behind, like everything. It's a lot of imagination involved because they go behind screens and stuff, and they do like movements. And
that was the first time I had ever seen that. They they were behind the screen.
Yeah,
so that was the first. I happened to be there. That was the first time I had ever seen that.
Yeah.
So do they interact with like? Do they sit down and kind of like talk to you too?
Yes, they actually. They were very social. And the crazy part about it is, it was another one that was really nice looking. I happened to run into him the following morning at our local neighborhood Walmart. Like, and I was like, oh my God, like, I cannot believe I just saw this man's butt cheeks last night, and now I'm seeing him in the store today. And I wanted to say, like, hey, like, I seen you last night, good job. But then I didn't want him to think I was stalking him, so I just left it alone. But it was a really good time for sure.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. But they do a lot of things. Now, so since we're on the subject, I went, I had actually, this was when we were in Virginia, I had a friend whose birthday was coming up. And so they had some strippers coming to, like, I want to say it's like the American Legion or something like that. That's another thing too. It's a difference in going to see strippers at a strip club versus when they come to your local hall.
They're a little more free
because of the law.
Well, you know what? They're more free.
Yeah, it's a little more private,
a little more private, and a little more free, and they take off a little more and a little more and a little more.
All righty.
So it was eye-opening for me because I heard it was gonna be a good show. The girl that was selling the tickets, it was hyped. She was like, "Oh, you're gonna love it," blah blah blah. And when we got there and the show started, and they started taking off their clothes, then they got down to the G-string. and then the G-string came on, and I was like,
But did she lie? Was it a good show?
well, let me tell you something. Oh, and it was BYOB. Let me tell you something. By the time I left there, it was nothing left in that BYOB, baby, because I just couldn't believe it. Like, it was a good time. It was a good time, but it was a bit much.
Mm.
Like, when I went with Jaleesa and that was nice because it was a little classier.
Yeah.
And like she said, it left something to the imagination, where this was like
Just out there.
Wow.
yeah, it was just like
Out.
nothing. I mean, so that's yeah.
I don't know. I might have to put a male strip club on my bucket list.
Yes.
Yeah.
You really have to do it together because it really is.
It's
a good
yes,
time.
definitely. Yeah, it's fun. It is fun. And another
And
thing
it was
too, you
kind of clean fun.
it was
People
but
believe
yeah,
it.
you can't really be. I won't say you can't be a prude.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because they will that's how they
They
make their
dance on
money
you.
and their tips.
Mhm.
They'll come up to you and they'll dance on you and everything. And so yeah, I went to another one
Oh
here.
my goodness.
Yeah, I went to another one here. I actually took pictures. I got some video. But this one right here, it was classy too. It was at a club and it was classy. They were classy. And it was nice.
I like that.
Yeah. So
I would have to say, like, in my personal opinion,
yeah.
I think Miami has the best strip clubs. Like, if
you know what? I can
Miami.
definitely see that.
Mhm.
I can definitely see that.
And they
Miami
make
has some really,
crazy-
really nice looking people.
Yes.
Mhm.
Some
They-
beautiful people in Miami.
Yes, it's crazy when you hear people talk about like people in Miami, like a woman that you would feel like they say a woman that would be like a 12 anywhere else is like a 7 and an 8 in Miami. That's one reason why I don't want to live in Miami because I don't.
No, you know what? But Miami is
Mhm.
really overrated. It
Mhm.
really is. It's overhyped and it's overrated. And I personally couldn't live there because I feel like you would have a complex.
Yeah,
Like
think I
especially
my
when you go down to
self-esteem.
your self-esteem would take a hit because everybody is so beautiful, but it's fake.
I was about to say, but it's usually fake. It's like,
Yes, it's a
they
fake.
ain't got work done.
But
Mhm.
really quick, with you talking about the strip, Miami having some of the best strip clubs. I don't know if you've seen on TikTok some of those. They call them spicy accountants because they can't say strippers, but they make like I seen a girl, she makes on average between $17,000 and $30,000 a month stripping in Miami, which
That's
is
good.
insane. Like, I'm like, man.
You have people that travel to you have strippers that travel to Miami to
Mhm.
strip.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, they make a lot of crazy money.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no
Okay,
problem.
moving right along.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Who,
Mama up next.
okay, Mom.
Oh, okay. So another one of the best times that I've had. Actually, I went to Las Vegas. So when I came to Vegas a couple of years ago, and you were actually living out there, Jasmine, and had just had twins. So that was nice. I really enjoyed that trip. I had a chance to do a lot. Was with my ex. And it was nice. He really spared no expenses and went all out. We had a beautiful time. I had a great time.
Mhm.
So that was one of the best
What were
times
some
that
of
I
the
had.
highlights?
Love Vegas.
Oh my God. We went to okay, so I'm gonna start at the lowest part. So I had always heard about Circus,
Mhm.
which for those of you who may not know, Circus, if it's still open, is literally one of the oldest casinos in Vegas. It's one of the first ones. So it had to be built in the 60s, maybe even the 50s. And so the decor is a circus thing, which is why they call it Circus. Actually, the hotel looks like a giant big top. And so when you go in, everything is circus themed and everything. But it's funny because I don't think they've ever updated it. And it's old, it is dated. So I wanted to go to Circus just to see, just like it was literally like stepping into a relic. So that was fun. We actually stayed at Treasure Island, which was really beautiful, and it was nice. It's one of the older ones, but it's nice. And so we stayed there. The food was good. So then we went to, I want to say, the Bellagio. Is the Bellagio the one that has the water? Okay, so the Bellagio has a fountain, and at certain times of the day, the water is just gorgeous, and the water does all kinds of tricks, and they play music behind it and everything. It's absolutely gorgeous. Expensive, but gorgeous. Then we went to, what is the one with the Italian theme? That's the Bellagio, right? Is that the Bellagio? Okay, so
Bellagio is the one with the fountains, Italian themed.
The Venetian. Venetian bag.
Okay.
Yeah, the Venetian. So we went there, and it's beautiful on the inside. You walk through a large hallway that's painted like the 16th chapel, because it's supposed to give you the feeling of being in Italy. So that was absolutely beautiful and fun. And so we had a great time. The only thing we did not have a chance to do, we didn't get a chance to go to the dome. What do they call it? The Sphere. We didn't get a chance to go to the Sphere. So that was the only thing. And
is it open then?
I think it was just
open. Because I thought they worked on that for a little minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it may have been in the
or it was just
process.
Yeah.
No, you know what? It was, because I remember looking out the window at a Happy Face.
Oh, really?
So it must have had just been built.
Yeah.
So that was fun. We had a ball. That was fun. So another place I would recommend if you have not been is Vegas. They try to make it like a family friendly, which there are, I guess, some things that can be considered family friendly, but it's basically adult fun. So
I would have to piggyback. I put moving to Las Vegas the most exciting thing that I did. I also did that the same year I went to Jamaica, and I love Vegas. Like everything Mama just said, absolutely loved it. Food was good. No matter the time of day, if you was hungry, you could find something that was open. Yeah, Vegas has a lot to offer. So I would happily move back to Vegas.
Would you move back if you got the opportunity?
I would. The only thing is their school system is terrible. So
I heard that.
Oh yeah, no,
the system was bad.
So I would want to wait until the children were out of school or put them in a private school if I had the finances. But yeah, I would live in Vegas again.
Oh, nice.
Yes, Vegas has a lot. And it's like where it is close to LA. If you want to go over to LA.
Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's close to a lot of things. So
yeah.
I would definitely go back.
Yeah.
Lisa, what about you?
Yeah, so next I am going with something that I did in last year. Got to see Chris Brown in concert at the 11/11 tour. And what made that so special is I mentioned before I was really, really sick. And in addition to wanting to get better for my kids and my family, I kept thinking like, you have to get better because you want to go see Chris Brown in concert. In addition to, it's something I got to do with my mom, which made it even more special. And when I say that was one of the best nights, see, I keep saying that was one of the best nights of my life. That concert was 3 hours and his performance was like 2.5, and I literally stood up the entire time. sang my heart out, and everybody did. I don't think anybody sat down. Even the people on the floor with floor seats, everybody stood up.
Everybody stood up. That was
That's a really good album too.
Yes. And his dance, and when I say, like, I have to give the man his flowers. He is one of the hardest working individuals in entertainment, and the show is beyond worth it. Like, I would love to see him again in concert. Like, right after it ended, I was like, Mom, we gotta see him again in concert. It was that good.
Yeah, his show. Is
that one your
that was one of them.
Okay.
That was one of them. I've seen Beyonce in concert, and she gives a really good show. But Chris Brown, to me, by far, was the absolute best. That's the best. I've been to a lot of concerts. Honestly, his concert was the best concert I have ever been to. And the funny thing about it was, I felt some kind of way like going to the concert because a little older. But when I tell you, it was people there of all ages, all races, all sex. Music truly does bring the world together. And his show was absolutely awesome. Not to mention 11/11. Like, it was just, I had some thoughts around that, but that's for another show. But it was absolutely the best.
Yeah.
That makes me feel even better now that he got that Grammy. Like,
he deserved, let me tell you something, he deserved it. And he got the Grammy and residuals, which Jaleesa doesn't really care for, but I absolutely love residuals. And I think because, now I don't know how true it is, but I heard, so I don't know if you ever noticed this, but when he does that song, first of all, the microphone is like just diamond encrusted, number one. Then he always has like a red bandana around it. And so I've heard that the red bandana is for what is her name? Karuchi. Yeah, it was for Karuchi because like that was their special color. And then if you see pictures of him and her, a lot of times they have red on. So, he sung his heart out
and danced
some more. And his dancers are, it's when I say the show from the beginning to the end, and I too stood up, could not believe it. I'm like, oh my God, when I get out of here, I'm not gonna be able to walk. But I stood up the entire time and sung.
And you know what? I'm thinking about, I always talk about how Cedric cannot stand certain things. So, one of my favorite parts of that concert is when, him and Taylor are dancing together on, Go Girlfriend. And so, of course, when she grind into his, his crotch or whatever, Cedric be like, that part of the song didn't even call for all of that. Like, I don't know why he just needed to do that. He was like, and this is who you just are dying to see in concert again. Cedric
sounds like a hater.
And that's exactly what I said. I said, you know what? It works for the show. But yeah, I can say I definitely, that is on my bucket list, is definitely going to go see another one of his shows.
Christopher Maurice Brown, we definitely will see another show.
Yes. Jazz, did you have another one?
I was gonna say, going in line with that, like one of my most exciting things, and it wasn't even more so for me, but Mama and I went to how we that was definitely something all you, but we went to this Johnny Gill intimate little setting where Johnny actually gave Mama a rose and danced with her and everything. And it was exciting for me because, like, growing up, we always heard about Johnny Gill.
Yes.
Really always heard about him.
You know what? When I tell you manifestation is real, baby, because I always said, like, and you know what? How it happened. I am to look.
Yeah,
That's your story, but
Mm-mm.
I got to tell my part to the
Tell it.
story. I have been a Johnny Gill fan forever. Anybody that knows me know I love Johnny Gill. Like, that is my boo thing. Okay. So when we were in Virginia, he actually came, and it was an intimate concert, and they filmed it. I want to say HBO or something filmed it, but I don't know how to this day this happened. I got a inbox out the blue from somebody on his management team, just out the blue. And I'm like, oh my God, because I didn't believe it was true at first. And they said, hi, we're from Johnny Gill's management team. We are looking for some of his, how did they put it? Not favorite, but like some of his most loyal fans. And we want to cordially invite you to his concert. It's going to be intimate. It was actually at was that place?
Drive.
Huh? It was a drive, but it was up in Charlottesville. But was it like an Airbnb or something? It was something.
It was like a vineyard or something.
Yeah, it was like a vineyard, but it was a drive. It was like 5 hours, 5 or 6 hours for us to get there. But I didn't believe it. It's like when I say I didn't believe it, so they said I would get 2 tickets and bring a guest of my choice. And I called Jasmine and was like, Jasmine, you ain't gonna believe this. I got these Johnny Gill tickets and we're going to see him or whatever. So anyway, she and I went to go see Johnny Gill, and when I tell you, it may have been, was about 100, between 75 and 100 people. That's how small it was. It was
very small.
It was very small, but it was very intimate. And he came down. It was like a little stage, and he came down off the stage, and they invited us to come up. I think before he even said come, I was
Mama was there.
I was there in the middle, which is how I had a chance to dance with him and got a rose.
And Jasmine, what made it exciting for you?
No, it's just exciting for me because it's like to see somebody's dream come true. Like, not saying she ever verbalized like her dream,
right,
and dance with Johnny,
right.
Just based on how she used to always talk about him growing up, how she always played his music, referred to him as her husband, her mentor, this and that. So to see somebody finally meet that person that they have thought of like that for so long, and he be so kind and like just so down to earth, like it made it exciting for me.
It was, and it's okay. So y'all don't know this, but I actually got to see, the clip or whatever, and it's funny because that was one of the best things for me because I got to see you in one way, like you lit up, but then Jasmine, you could see her loving watching you light up the way that you did. So I got to see it from like your perspective, like you was just like you're so happy, and then it was like Jasmine was so happy seeing you.
Jasmine was
happy.
The one filmed it.
Yeah,
she filmed it.
But remember, I was able to because it was an HBO.
Yeah,
special.
we can still
find
yeah,
the
we
clip.
can still. But we're gonna have to link that.
Yeah,
but yeah, we can still.
We can find it.
Yeah, it's probably it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You can find out. I look at it from time to time.
And I think the way that Jasmine recorded may have been how I got to see her too. But I just know I got to see. I was like, oh, I look at Jasmine and Mama, and then I think I love that was something that y'all got to do together.
And yeah, we had a chance. When I say we had a ball, didn't we go out to eat?
I know we had a hotel because,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, it was nice. I really enjoyed that. That was
It's like one of those like random things that happen in life that you're just like, how did that even happen?
yeah, it really was because how like I said, to this day I still do not know how these. I know that he had a fan page, but that doesn't mean anything because anybody can run a fan page,
Right.
and I remember I was on his fan page,
Right.
but how they just out of all of them people in that fan page, how I got picked is beyond me, and I didn't even believe it. Like I really did not believe that this was somebody real and somebody from his organization inviting me to this concert. But yep, it turned out to be real because we didn't even get the information till like the day before. Or maybe the same day.
Same day.
Yeah, it was the same day. That morning they sent us the information. But yeah, that's one that I'll never forget.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah. And then did you wait? So is it? Okay, we doing just a roundabout. Because it's like they're interlinking,
which is crazy because we are like
we did it separately.
Yeah, we did it separately. So Jasmine, do you have another one?
I do have another one. Okay, this one is a little.
Uh-oh. I don't have to put a disclaimer on here, do we?
Man.
No, you don't have to do a disclaimer, but I was doing a lot when I was 22 because it's the same year.
Yeah.
It's like a lot happened when I was 22. Okay, so I became temporarily the plug. Okay. And why I would say that was exciting for me is because like I was able to see firsthand just how quickly money can be made in a not so legal world. But I wouldn't tell people to do it, or I just got really, really lucky with already knowing customers, clientele beforehand. But like it was fun and it was exciting because like anytime you're doing something a little risky, sometimes there is a little bit of excitement, even if it's not a good thing that you're doing or you get in trouble for it. So I would say that was one of my most exciting things, but it's also one of like the most dangerous things that I've done. But it also made me learn a lot. And then it also made me say, you know what, although I had fun doing this one time, like I wouldn't want to do this.
Yeah, well, you know what?
It's a one and done thing.
Look, thank God you had angels encamped around you.
Right.
And you learn from that.
I was going to say very self-aware. You are
extremely.
You know what though? You've always been really emotionally intelligent too, which helps.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like it was fun, but like, the worry, the anxiety of like getting caught or like going wrong, like I don't see how people make a living out of that. And so although I did it one time and like the money was really, really good, I don't think it was worth it. Like for the possibilities of what could have happened.
Yeah. I think sometimes people get addicted to the risk takers. It's an addiction. And they get addicted to that. And then on top of that, then you have money to boot. So it's almost like you get that high, you took a chance and you did something and you got away with it. And then secondarily, on top of that, now you got money to boot behind it. So it's like, oh, I'm going to do this again. When you just said that, you just, made me think about another situation. That Combine and I and Jaleesa was talking about today with somebody that he knows. And, I just pray for that person because I'm like, when he hit a wall, it's not going to be good. So,
But and also, it made me think of like bank robbers, like when they keep robbing banks and like then they're able to connect it after a while. It's like if you would have just did it that one or two times and you know, you would be
Mm.
good. But like again, like you said, people get addicted to the risk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that adrenaline.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another thing, and something that I think our viewers will come to realize, especially if they recognize patterns with me, music is super important. Well, it seems like music is super important to all of us. I know that it plays a very vital role in our day-to-day lives. And with that being said, another one of my most exciting moments involves music, and that was going to the Scream Tour 4 with you, Jasmine. In addition to it being special because it was, you know, Bow Wow and a B2K and Pretty Ricky and all, the most enjoyable part of it was us spending time together. I remember I woke up in the middle of the night. I got an income tax money back. So that was in 2005 before I had kids and stuff. I was like, you know, I woke up and Mama was there spending time with me. I was like, Mama. She was like, what? I was like, I want to go to the Screen Tour 4. I want to take Jasmine. So I started looking at the tickets online, and I found some really good tickets, and they were like really decently priced. I was like, okay. I was like, I'm gonna buy these tickets and see if Jasmine want to come with me. And I called you, and I was like, Jasmine, you want to go to the concert with me? I'll treat you. And of course, she was like, yeah, I'm coming. Little did we know, Kate, weren't you pregnant with Kaylani because you spilled the drink? No. You were not pregnant with Kaylani. Remember, you had a drink.
Actually, no, I wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
yeah. You treated
But
us.
shortly after.
Yep. You treated us to drinks. So then I had. So that wasn't. I don't know why I'm saying 2005. Scream Tour 4 was not in 2005. When was that? What year was that we went? I know it was it
2018.
2018 with Chingy. That's right. Right. I'm.
Are you thinking about the other one that we went?
So
that,
we went
that remember I took
Yeah,
y'all
you took us
when
to
y'all
the-
were teens.
Yeah, remember that? We went to go see them
At
down.
the Fox.
Yes, that
Mhm.
was another.
I think that was our first concert.
Yep, that was
Yeah.
our very first concert. And then we were upset. I know this one thing about when we go to concerts, at least for me, I become like obsessed. Like I was already obsessed with Chris Brown's music. But after Mama took us to that concert, remember we were like, we gotta get the CD. So then we remember each one of them had their own CD cover, and so you needed Omarion's, and I had to get J Books, and when Mama bought us the exact same CD.
Y'all was so spoiled.
And when I tell you, I was just, was that not like one of the best times of our lives? And then we got our hair and stuff done, and our little outfits we picked out was so cute. Is that one of your exciting moments, or did you remember it? Or?
I actually forgot about that one until you just brought it up.
Yes, and we did. That was such a good time. And we kept telling Mama like, thank you. And then I don't know if you remember this, but remember people were trying to pay to have their daughters get back.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then only for us to go and relive it again.
I said that was what they call it, a full circle moment.
Yeah. That was really fun. And I was like,
and I'm glad everybody survived to make it.
Yes, yeah. And then I, like I said, I'm having an epiphany, like dang, like we didn't all got to do concerts together and have our bonding moments. And when I was there at those concerts with y'all, I was in the moment of like, I'm here enjoying music, something that I love so much, with women that I love so much. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's
and I gotta do another concert.
Yeah, we do have to. You know, we need to collectively.
Yeah, that's what I was
concert.
thinking. We need to collectively do a concert,
especially because I feel like we all have pretty good taste in music. You know, especially I think if we were to do like a neo soul concert or something.
Yeah. I know Mama and me did one with like Jill Scott and
Yeah,
Oh,
we
did
did.
y'all?
Yes, we did. In Virginia, we
I
went.
didn't know
Yup. Me and Jasmine. Yeah, we went to go see Jill Scott. I want to say the Isley Brothers.
I think they were there.
Yep, I think.
It wasn't.
Oh,
it was
Anthony
Frankie,
Hamilton.
It was Frankie Beverly and May.
Yes,
It
and
was.
Frankie.
Mhm.
Yes, we did.
You and Jasmine
Yes.
was sitting all types
Yes,
of
we
concerts.
did. Yes, we did. Okay, so my next one of the best times that I think that I have ever had was, and this was for a couple of years. This is when we moved to Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if y'all remember probably some aspects of it, but when I say I absolutely loved Germany, everything about Germany was good. I had, a nice community. My ex-husband was in the military and he was stationed over there. And Jasmine was born over there. She was born in Frankfurt.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say it was just a beautiful time, I had so many friends and couple friends, and we all used to get together and have a ball and barbecue, and the kids would get together and play. Remember they had that softball field behind the apartments.
We used to play dodgeball.
We used to play dodgeball in the adults and the kids, and we all got out there. Oh, Jasmine, you was a baby.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
That was some of the best years of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like that military base. It was a family.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we really were. Yeah, I was. So let me see. I had been over there 6 months before you came. So we were over there for 4 years. So that means you would have been about three and a half going on 4. So you wouldn't remember when we left. But but that was one of the best times of my life. One of the funnest times, over that period of time. So
yeah, it was definitely.
Ooh, when it's kind of related is I put becoming a flight attendant was one of the most exciting things for me. And it's funny because we actually did go to Frankfurt, Germany, and it was the first time I had been back to Frankfurt since I was a baby. But I was pregnant with Kay at the time, so it kind of felt like a full circle moment there. It's like, oh, like I'm having a baby and I haven't been here since I was a baby. And it was beautiful. Like it was very green, very clean.
Yes.
It was fresh. People were nice. The food was good. So
exactly how I remember it.
Yeah, it was. It was really beautiful. And I remember another thing that the one thing that was so striking to me is that we took public transportation a lot because where we stayed. Actually, we stayed 2 places. We stayed on post one time, and then I remember we stayed off post, but they called it the Economy. So there was a train station that wasn't too far from where we lived, and so if we wanted to go somewhere, like from town to town, we would get on the train, and it was so weird to see little 5 and 6-year-old little kids riding the train by themselves. Like they literally would get on the train and go to where they wanted to go. And I was just like, oh my God, I remember thinking like, you could never do this in America. But nobody bothered them, or I've seen that a couple of times in riding the train over there, but it was beautiful. I would love to go back to Germany. Germany is a beautiful country, and the people are really, really nice.
Actually,
really nice.
I could
live over there too. I really could. Well, I have before. I could live over there again because, like I say, it was beautiful.
Well, Jasmine's saying that about that green lushness. I remember that. Like, and I remember the castles. I remember like how after it would rain, how even more green and lush it would be. I had a friend named Elka that I met. I actually had preterm labor
with you, Jasmine, and I had to be hospitalized. And so the nearest military hospital was in Frankfurt, and they had to hurry up and get me to a hospital. So I actually went to a German hospital. And how I wound up meeting her, they had us in the room together because she had just had a baby. I was like 7 months pregnant with you. And she had just had her baby, and we were on a maternity ward. And so she was married to an American who had been stationed over there and got out and actually stayed over there. And so she had to translate what the doctor was asking me. So she was our translator because the doctor couldn't speak English. And of course, I couldn't speak German. And so she would translate things and everything. And so I remember her, she was like, oh, we got to keep in touch and everything. And you have to, you have to come to our house. And so sure enough, and this was after you was born, they stayed, the little town they stayed in, literally, they had a castle on the hill. It was so picturesque. I could not believe it. Like a real live castle. So we actually went, as a family, we went and met her mother and father and husband. And she had another little girl. She had a little baby, and then she had another little girl. And I remember they wanted us to eat, but the only thing was they didn't have screens. And so it was flies everywhere. And I just like, that's the one thing I remember. It was so hard. I drank, but I don't remember eating because it was just flies everywhere. It's just like, and they was used to it. So to them, it was nothing.
Not 20 years later, 30 years later.
Yeah, and I still think about that. But you know what? She was such a beautiful person. And her family, and I mean, they were so warm and welcoming. They were some of the nicest people I ever met. But yeah, I couldn't.
So 30 years later, that's what you remember.
Yeah, because I never forget. That's like they didn't have screens on the windows. And the windows
core memory. That is a core memory. Goodness.
I have a memory like an elephant. I don't forget. I do not forget.
That was a canon moment for my
birthday. Yeah, because I couldn't believe it.
Nah, I don't blame you though. I can't do a whole bunch of flies.
Yeah.
Food.
But the food, you know what? But Germany has some of the best food.
Especially the pizza.
The pizza, and they have these French fries that they put this bread. And to this day, if I knew what that salt was, I would recreate that. I don't know what kind of salt they use, but the salt was red. It was like some red salt that they used to put on the fries. And oh my God. That food was so good.
It was.
I've never had
and the
gyros, and everything. They really have some good food in Germany. If you don't do nothing else, if you get to Germany, you're gonna eat.
Yes.
And the schnitzel and all of that is good. Yeah.
I enjoyed my little time in Frankfurt.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's where you were born at the hospital. Frankfurt.
Full circle moment. And then my very last one that I had was when I was in Vegas. I went skydiving, and that was really fun. I laughed the whole way down. Like I thought I was gonna be nervous at first or like a little scared, but like I loved it so much I just laughed the whole time. Like I had
you brave. I don't know if I could. I was just screaming.
I couldn't do it.
So much fun. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
So Julissa, I know you had some more.
Yeah. So, look, attending the My Super Sweet 16 party that was filmed by MTV when we were in high school. We if anybody watched that show, it was the Amber Lee episode in Virginia Beach. She had her party at a theater. And when I say that those birthday invitations were the hottest tickets in town, and our best friends at the time, Selena and Hassana, actually grabbed our tickets. They actually grabbed extra invitations so that you and I could attend. And it was, we looked forward to it, of course. And then, you know, we were dressed to the nines or what have you, and all the MTV cameras being around, and the food and everything. It was one of the best times of my life, especially at that age.
Mm-hmm.
And
I forgot about that.
Really? Oh no, I'll never forget that. It was one of the best nights of my life.
That was a fun night.
Yeah. And then the only other one that I had was I said college. Attending college was one of the best times of my life. I grew quite a bit. I learned to be self-sufficient.
Yes, you did.
Yes. I was living 17 hours away from my parents, but I was able to, you know, get a house and furnish it and rent. And I mean, it was just, I came into my adulthood during college. And it was exciting. Even during challenging times, it was still exciting. So I'm like, okay, well, this is what being an adult is. So, those are, I guess that's it on my list of, outside of the, you know, being a parent or whatever, having my kids. I feel like those are given exciting moments, but those are some of my most exciting moments.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Mama?
You know what? I was sitting here thinking and just like kind of like reminiscing and thinking. I've had a lot of exciting moments. I've been blessed to be able to have a lot of exciting moments with you. And you know what? Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, it's like, dang, I've done a lot.
You have.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a lot. So
I thought, look, and just that quick, it was one that slipped my mind. I meant but our Cedar Point trip that we did. That was exciting. That was after Mama had gotten out of school. It was something that had been planned. And it was fun. Like it was just us spending time with Mama and her being a kid, letting her hair down. She was riding stuff and we were eating, and like that was exciting. I don't know. I think I'm soft, but I was gonna say anytime I think we're doing something collective,
that's
out of the norm.
Yeah.
It's exciting to me.
You know what? I always enjoy like spending time with y'all. Like I used to look forward to doing stuff with y'all when y'all was growing up, and then being adults now, I think, you know, I'm thinking about, we need all the things that we need to do. You know, so these are the things that I think about that keeps me going despite of, you know, how everything's may look. And this is what I never want us to lose focus of, that, you know, we have good times, more exciting things to do. We got more life to do. So now it's not the time we can't, you know, get down and everything. But
you know, we are all about transparency and openness and honesty. And I would like to share with our people. I started this podcast today, sharing with my sister and my mom that I really was not in the best place mentally. Today has like been kind of a hard day. And I can honestly say during the course of filming this and having these discussions and laughing and talking, I can honestly say I feel so much better than I did before we started this show.
And that's good. And that's the whole reason why we started this podcast, because and I'll be transparent too, coming off the election, we knew that things were gonna be hard, and things were probably gonna be difficult. And so that we would want people to spend at least an hour of their time with us, so that to take their mind off of everything that's going on. It's so many things going on, and we want to uplift and encourage. And again, when we thought about the name Bridge and the Gap, I know a lot of times families are apart and distant, like we're here in Florida, and Jasmine is away. We're not together, but when we get together in this type of atmosphere, it feels like we're all here together.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is why we wanted to do the podcast, to bring people together, bring families together, especially mothers and daughters, because we know that a mother and daughter relationship can be some of the most challenging relationships that you can have.
Mm-hmm.
It's something about that dynamic. So this was the whole purpose for us even having this podcast, is because we wanted to bring people together, mothers and daughters, and bridge that gap.
Right.
So do you have anything that you would like to add before I let our audience know what our next topic will be, Jasmine?
I do not. I think you all covered it. So thank you for sharing and being so transparent. So Mama, did you want to share what our next topic will be about?
Yes. Okay. So our next topic will be on something that's very near and dear to my heart, and it's a very serious topic. And the topic will be on narcissists and narcissism, and what it is and what it isn't. So that's what our next topic will be on. And with that being said, Jaleesa, would you like to
share something good? Absolutely. Today, as a matter of fact, I was able to coordinate a serious play date for my kids and their little friends and their cousin. And I mean, A+ mom. I had snacks and for everybody, and we went and spent 2.5 hours with their classmate, and it was just really, really nice to interact with other adults, because we are all loners that work from home. And it was a really enjoyable time, and it was something that I said we would definitely make a regular thing, because I think that would be so beneficial to our kids. So it was really good for me today.
I love that. And for the Tell Us Something Good segment, I would say something that happened good for me is today I made the children nachos. I introduced them to nachos.
Yay! Look,
Yay.
we love a good nacho.
We love nachos. So the boys are no longer allergic to dairy, so I was able to
awesome.
able to do real nacho cheese for them. Kay unfortunately did not get the nacho cheese, but she did get a dairy-free cheese. But she loved it. She said it was good, and she asked if I could start making her nachos for her lunch. So I think I got a good one. Kenji wasn't too fond of it, but I mean it's Kenji, so I wasn't too shocked. But overall, really, really good, because it's like, yay, can add something new to our list of meals that we can have now. So yay.
We'll take it.
We'll take it.
Okay, so mine would be it's been rainy here for like the past couple of weeks and a little dreary, and I think that kind of has played into how we feel too. But today was absolutely beautiful. It was about 85 degrees. The sun was out. It was shining. And it was a beautiful day. And I was able to sit outside and take it all in. And sometimes you need that. It's the small things that matter. And today was definitely one of them. I could definitely appreciate the beautiful weather.
I love that.
Yeah, vitamin D was very much needed.
Always good. And so you all, we just want to say thank you so very much. Please
you.
Thank you.
tell us something good, please, in the comments down below. We would love to hear what it is that happened good for you this week. And again, please do hit the subscribe button if you have not done so yet. We are on the road to 50 subscribers. And before we go, Jaleesa, did you want to share a quote with us?
Sure did. So today's quote of the day comes from Mr. Abraham Lincoln, and it is, and in the end, it's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years.
Yes, I love that. And also, one other thing I would add for our audience, and please share with us some of the good things some of the most exciting things that have happened in your life, because we would love to hear it. So, I guess with that being said,
I think that's it for tonight. That's
it.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.